When Duck was sent to Edward's station, Diesel was left to manage the yard alone. He was delighted his plan had worked, but his inexperience led to disorganized sidings and delayed trains. Percy came to help. But despite his best efforts, Diesel ignored him. "He's awful," Percy complained. "He spends more time lurking amongst the trucks than shunting. I don't know what you three see in him. Duck was much better." "Pah!" snorted James. "We've no patience for gossipy shunters. That goes for you too, little Percy." Percy said no more, but decided it best to keep a watchful eye. The first train every morning is Henry's stopping service, followed by Gordon's express. One day, Diesel put the coaches for these trains at the wrong platform. When Henry arrived, he backed onto the express. By the time the station master had worked out what had happened, and the signalman had cleared a path to the correct coaches, Henry was delayed, and none too pleased. 10 minutes behind schedule, he fumed. "And all due to your inadequacy." Revolutionary indeed. If my trains are late again, I'll give you revolutionary. Diesel sulked, wondering how to pay Henry out. Next morning, Diesel had devised a scheme. He purposely put the coaches at the wrong platforms again. Percy was nearby and was about to say something when Henry arrived. "What's this?" he demanded. "Don't tell me you've made the same mistake again." "Why, certainly not," Diesel oiled greasily. "Your words taught me a valuable lesson yesterday." "This is a change requested by Sir Topham Hatt himself." "The way I heard it, you pulled the express much better than Gordon." "Gordon is only suited for that kipper of yours now." "It's your turn today, and perhaps forever." Diesel scuttled away, leaving Henry full of pride. When Gordon arrived, he was surprised to be coupled to a local. Percy tried to tell them what he had seen, but Gordon and Henry argued so bitterly that no one paid attention. In the end, Gordon left with a very late local and a very nasty disposition. "That Henry," Gordon complained to Percy, "saying he pulls the express better than me. On what railway is that true? My passengers have never once complained. And to suggest I'll be pulling the flying kipper. Oh, it's disgraceful. Where did he get such an idea? From Diesel, replied Percy. I tried to tell you earlier, but you wouldn't listen. You silly big engines, scolded Percy. Diesel made you act horrid to Duck, and now you're being horrid to each other. Sit around and moan if you would like, but I've had it. And Percy fumed away, leaving Gordon speechless. Next morning, Percy had devised his own little scheme. Next day, he was chatting with the trucks. You know, I've heard something very interesting. Tell us! Tell us! Diesel says you're easy to push around. He says he's got you following his every command. The trucks were furious. Someone should show him a thing or two, chuckled Percy. The trucks chattered amongst themselves. They decided that someone was going to be them. Next morning, Diesel got the coaches for the first 2 trains ready. He was just getting the trucks ready for James's slow goods when they began giving him trouble. Come on, you wretched things! Move! Diesel growled. As you wish! They cried. Everything seemed to happen at once. They sat blocking the line to the express. At that moment, Henry arrived. What are you doing? You're in the way of my express. Sir Topham Hatt came to see what the matter was. Please be off with your local train, Henry. I'll tend to this. I thought you wanted me on the express, sir. By the time Henry had finished, Diesel was looking rather pale. I see, thundered Sir Topham Hatt. Well, hurry along to your train, Henry. As for you, he said, turning to Diesel, I shall deal with you later. Percy and the Cranes soon cleared away the trucks and had Diesel back on the rails. He spent the rest of the day alone in the sheds. When the big engines returned, they all hissed and glared at Diesel. Silence fell as Sir Topham Hatt spoke severely to Diesel. My engines do not tell lies. I will not tolerate deceitfulness on my railway. Furthermore, you have shown that you're incapable of handling the work in the yard. I am most disappointed in you. You are not fit for my railway. You shall leave my railway at once. Diesel scuttled away, with all the big engines glaring at him as he left. As for you three, continued Sir Topham Hatt, I hope you've all learned a valuable lesson in trust and loyalty. I don't expect my engines to believe unfounded claims. At least one engine saw sense. However, I don't approve of your methods, Percy. He trailed off. Percy blushed.
But, sir, how did you...
However, winked Sir Topham Hatt, as long as this remains an isolated incident, we shall say nothing more. Now, can I count on you to finish the work in the yard until Duck returns?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And Percy hurried away to tidy up the yard. Sir Topham Hatt came into his office just as the telephone rang. Sir Topham Hatt answered it. What's that? A barber shop? Come again? Gracious goodness me, I'll be there right away. But I won't say any more, or I'll spoil the next story.